So I just got home from running a few errands, and I was thinking about all the things that I've learned through the years about my car, or cars. Not necessarily this car, not this one that I'm sitting in, but cars in general. So, I'm going to tell you what I've learned. Did you know you're not supposed to leave the radio on when the car's not on? So, turn off the radio. Essential. Turn it off, and then turn the car off, because it can drain the battery. That's what I've been told. So there's that. There's one thing. Then, did you know that you're not supposed to turn the wheel like this steering wheel? Can you see it? Can you see it right here? You're not supposed to turn the steering wheel unless your car's moving. It can leave rubber on the sidewalk or, the road, the parking lot, wherever you're driving. Just move your car, then turn the wheels. You should be going just a little bit. This is what a nice older gentleman told me one day. He was walking his dog, and I was backing out of my driveway, and he noticed somehow, I guess he was staring at my front wheels, maybe the back ones too. And so he walked over after I pulled out onto the street, and he said, "Did you know you're not supposed to turn your wheels unless the car's moving? I noticed that you did." And I said, "Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't. I had no idea. I've probably been doing it for a long time, like 50 years or whatever." So, who knew? And I did just get new tires, so I don't need to ruin them or anything. But here's another thing. I just got new tires, and my gas mileage on my little hybrid Toyota used to be 45 miles a gallon. Now it's 40 because of the new tires. And I looked it up on the interwebs, and they said new tires can cause more resistance, all that rubber, because my old ones were well worn, well loved, well used. These are brand spanking new. They have all kinds of tread on them. So I'm getting 5 miles a gallon less than I was. That's crazy. So anyway, those are a few things about cars that I've learned. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh! I don't remember. I think it's UPS has a policy that they want their drivers to only make right-hand turns. No left turns. They're more dangerous. So, I will look this up once I get inside my house. And because I'm not going to look it up on the phone while I'm talking. It just doesn't work very well. I don't think it's possible even. And I can't do two things at once like that. So I'll look it up when I get in the house, and then I'll let you know if it's different. But I think they map out routes where these guys and gals who drive the brown trucks and wear the brown uniforms only make left turns, or right turns, no left turns. It's dangerous. It causes more accidents. So if you can, just make right turns. You may have to drive 180 miles out of your way, possibly, probably not that much, but it's safer, evidently. So those are the things I know about cars. What do you know about cars? Anything good? Anything exciting? Anything helpful? Am I right about any of this? This is just, old wives' tales, possibly. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that it's all true. Maybe. Let me know. Okay, here we go. I'm back in my house. I've taken a comfort break, and now I have looked up. I believe I typed into the interwebs, UPS, no left turns. And all kinds of things came up. So I think I'm onto something. I don't think it's a true conspiracy because there is some truth to it. From a CNN article here from 2017, so it's 8 years old, but still relevant. I'm going to say it's still relevant. It says, and I will just highlight and paraphrase so that I do not plagiarize. I'm big on not stealing other people's work. That is bad. It just mentions that left-hand turns are considered to be unsafe and wasteful. I hate wasting things. Let's see what they're wasteful of. Okay, it says it saves, by making right-hand turns, it saves gasoline. Fuel. They're calling it fuel, but I'd call that gasoline, but they may use diesel. I don't know. It saves on fuel, and it avoids emissions. The emissions equivalent of more than 20,000 passenger cars. By not making left turns, it's more fuel efficient and safer. It's, when you turn left, there might be cars coming. When you turn right, if the cars are coming, you're going with traffic. If you make a left, you have to cut in front of that traffic. It is safer to go rather than. That's what this article is saying. And speaking of emissions, this reminded me. The car before last, not this car, but the one I had before this, it was older, but I am a big proponent of using a car until it dies, or near there, pert near dies. So it was old, and it had, the check engine light was on for years, and I had it checked out. Nobody could figure out what was wrong, but I was living in a metropolitan area that required emissions tests. So every year when I had to go get my emissions test, you know what I did? Because they will not pass a car with the check engine light on. It fails every time. So what I did before I went to get my emissions test is I went to an auto parts store, and I would pull in, lift the hood, prop it up, and go inside and ask if someone could come out and disconnect my battery. And I explained to them what I was doing, because I had read this on the interwebs too. The interwebs is a gold mine, if you hadn't figured that out. So they did this, and they knew the deal. Then they let it sit for, a minute, kind of like unplugging your computer and plugging it back in. It's a cure-all. This, by them disconnecting it, letting it sit for a little bit, connecting it again, it reset those lights, and the check engine light went off. It was like it was never even there. It was wonderful. So I drove straight to the emission place, and it passed every time they hooked it up to the dustbuster or the vacuum or whatever that hose is, and it passed because there was nothing wrong. That's why I didn't mind doing this. It's like I would have gotten it fixed, but I had it checked several times and nobody could tell me what was wrong. So this way it passed emissions. It saved me money, because they would have made me go somewhere and spend a bunch of money to get that check engine light to go off. So I just saved them the trouble of having to give me that, fine or, fail or whatever. So oftentimes, though, as soon as I drove away, the light came back on. But it lasted long enough for the car to pass the emissions test. So I also learned that about cars. How about you? I would love to hear what your car experience is, if you've had any of these little flukes happen, or anything to help us, because a lot of us drive cars or trucks, vans, vehicles of some kind. And if we help each other out, that's a good thing. Thanks for watching.